Hello Lewis, this is going to be your video on how to operate your lightsaber. So it's going to come like this. I'm going to provide you a battery as well. It won't be in the lightsaber, so it won't ruin anything. And this is going to be a pretty quick video. There's not too much to say about it, except just how to generally turn it on and off and a couple of the controls. I don't remember all of the controls, but I'm going to be sending you a bunch of resources in the description of this video on how to edit the saber itself, the manual for it, the quick interaction guide so that it gives you a guide on the different button combinations and different things you can do with the lightsaber. So I will be providing all that for you so you can figure it out. And I'll just be going over a few of the things that you just need to keep in mind. So to start, you just untwist the handle to open it up. There's a lot of thread, so it'll take a little bit. There you go. I'm very proud of how this came out. As you can see, you can only barely see the wires in there. I'm very proud of the wiring I did with this one and the previous one. But this is essentially what you're gonna have. This is the kill switch. Off is up, on is down. This is the speaker. This is the soundboard. I don't think you'll ever need the micro USB. Yeah, I don't think you'll ever need the micro USB because you have Bluetooth and you can just do all of the editing things or micro USB required things just with Bluetooth, which is great. But if you ever do, 90-degree angle would be useful. Or you could just pop it up and put in just a normal one. And then here is your SD card. If you want to access that, all you have to do is push it in, you'll hear it click, and then you can just pull it out, and then you can click it back in. Sorry, that was my rabbit. So the negative is going to be towards the blade, then the positive is going to be towards the speaker. You can tell because that's the positive side, that's the negative side. All you'll need to do is put it in like that, turn it on, and then now we're on the, quote, non-working font. But you can cycle through all the different normal working fonts just by going through the different font selection menus. So you just twist it on. I currently have the lightsaber set up for 50% volume, which is plenty loud. I wouldn't go above 75% because you can damage the speaker. But 50% is very, very loud from my experience. I typically have my other one at 60%, but I think 50 is plenty loud. You can hear it. But you can adjust the volume either in the settings in the computer or just use the Bluetooth app. So to turn it on, you just tap, and to turn it off, hold it for like, I don't know, half a second to a second, not very long. This is the auxiliary button. So you just tap it for the blaster effects, hold it for the clash effect, or the lockup effect. Clash is of course just gonna be smashing it. There you go. And I guess I'll show you the Bluetooth right now. So this is the CrystalFX app. This is the one specifically for CrystalFocus. It's going to be BT909 that pops up. You just click on that and then connect it. And then it's going to ask for a password. You just put in 6 zeros. And then it'll remember it from then on, because that's the password, and it just remembers the device. You can see all the different controls here. Blade style library, that's the library online that you can just use and upload directly to the saber, which is pretty great. There's a ton of different blade styles on there. And then you have the different sound fonts you can cycle through, the volume, blade profiles, all a bunch of editing stuff and config stuff and SD card stuff. Firmware update is useful for whenever you need that. I'm going to be sending you a link to where the firmware updates can be found, but I'll just show you this. You can turn it on. Oh, hello. Oh, it disconnected. Let me reconnect it real quick. There you go. Remote control. Turn it on. Turn it off. And then you can cycle through the fonts. As you can hear, it is plenty loud. So I won't want to go through it too much, but I have about 30 different fonts on here. and 30 different colors and blade styles. You can edit all of those however you wish, but those are just the ones I set up personally on here. And then you'll want to get one of these. I'm sure you'll have one. I don't know exactly what size you need, but you just unscrew this little screw right there, which is the retention screw. And then that's the blade plug it'll be coming with. You can see the neopixels in there. And then the blade that you have may or may not fit. This one is a clear tube, which tends to be a bit thinner than the trans white tubes. For some reason, trans white tubes get kind of thick. So if this is the connect sound, there you go. And then it didn't play the connect sound earlier because I was already on the font that it switches to when you do connect it. And then there we go. Localized blaster blocks, localized lockup effect, smooth swing of course. It's incredibly loud. So I don't think you'll ever need to make it much louder. In fact, you might want to make it quieter. And then let me just show off the disconnect. Connect and disconnect, which is good. I'll show you how to cycle through the different fonts. So you could either, when it's off, hold down the power button and then clash. It's kind of hard to do that sometimes, hold on. Hold it and then clash, there we go. And then it goes forward.
Green, purple.
Super loud, and it's early in the morning, so I don't want to disturb too many people. So that is one way you can cycle through. The second one is just holding down the auxiliary.
Sound bank selection.
And it'll start from the first font. Typically it doesn't do that, but since I have blade detection, which is tangible font selection is what it actually is, it will cycle through starting on that first font. So just hold it down, sound bank selection, and then the auxiliary button cycles forward.
Green, purple.
And then this one goes backward.
Green.
And then to select it, all you have to do is
Green.
hold down the activation button. Or if you want to skip forward 5 because there's a bunch of fonts, just press both auxiliary and activation at the same time.
You are as clumsy as you are stupid. Apology accepted.
What's cool about this is, since I have LEDs in the neopixel connector right there, it shines through, as you can see, right in the middle. I really like that. Anyways, let me just show you real quick. This should cycle back to the font I have it set up as, which is the second font. Yeah. So you can go through the colors by pressing the activation and auxiliary button. That'll go into spectrum mode. So you can just twist it in one direction or another, and then it'll start down the color list. There you go. So we'll just put it back to blue. And you can go and change all the different blade styles by holding down, or cycle through the blade styles by holding down the auxiliary button. And now you can go through the different blade animation styles. I have, once again, like 30 different ones on here. I guess just for fun, I'm gonna go to a couple of the different cool blade styles.
Selection.
Nightfall.
Youngling.
I always love showing this one off. So Rainbow Blade, it's pretty fun. Lockup effect. So yeah, anyways, there's going to be a lot of different combinations and different things you can trigger. I know there's force activation. I know certain fonts are set up with a drag effect or a stab effect. A bunch of the fonts I have on here don't right now because they're free fonts, so I'm allowed to give them to you. but you can definitely just add the different fonts that you want to it. It's pretty simple with CrystalFocus, you just plop it on. Something else to say actually is the neopixel connector is wired independently from the blade. At the moment I do have them mimicking the blade, but you can go into the accent LED files and then just play around with the different animations that you can set up. So yeah, just check out all the resources in the description of this video and all the other things that I'll have you keep in mind. It's all going to be down there. If you have any questions, just let me know. And I think that should be everything you need to know about this. So I hope you enjoy it. And I believe this is for your birthday for yourself, so happy birthday. And may the force be with you.